So what is the interior height? Well, for reference, I'm 5'7" and I cannot touch the ceiling. This is a 2024 Ram ProMaster 159 Extended Super High Roof. One of the things that I struggle with prior to getting in the van was finding information about the interior height. Even Ram's website won't publish the interior height dimensions of the Super High Roof ProMaster. So I decided when I got my ProMaster that I would make this video for you in case you're having the same problem. Hopefully it's not still a problem, but just in case. I have my Bosch measurement tool here, and we're going to go and do some different measurements in the van. The methodology I'm going to use is I'm going to go from the top of the ridge on the floor to the ridge on the ceiling, which would be the actual interior usable space. So the floor ridge like this and the ceiling ridge like this, basically. So I'm measuring the distance between those 2 points. Because one of the things that you don't know about is where these measurements come from that are published. In this particular case, you'll know. Let's get our first measurement. So what we're going to do is we're going to measure the center point at the rear. And we're going to make sure that our laser pointer hits the right spot on the ceiling. And then we're going to take our measurement. I have 7 feet 2 inches and 11/16. Let's redo this on the side. So we're going to go as far over as we can where we still have a ridge on the top and the bottom and take our measurement. Here I have 7 feet 1 inches and 13/16. Okay, next I'm going to measure from the center of the van. The plan is to give you measuring points from the rear, the mid, and the front by the cab. Not only in the center, but on the sides. I'm assuming that both sides are symmetrical, so I'm only going to spend time measuring the one side, and we'll assume that they're the same both. So again, going from that same center line that I measured from before, we're going to measure the distance here. And what I have is, let me get down there and see, 7 feet 2 inches and 7/16 is the measurement from the center. Let's move it to the side. Again, let's make sure I can have the ridge on the top and the bottom. Okay, let's see what we have here. On this one, I have 7 feet 1 inches and 13/16. Okay, we're up in the front of the van by the cab, and we're going to get our first measurement in the center. Our point of reference all along has been this right here. So this ridge has been the one we've been using all the way throughout for our center measurements. And let's see what we have. I have 7 feet 2 inches and 13/16 at the center. Now we're going to measure from the side, again, on the ridge here, and making sure we're on the ridge up top. And what we have is, let's see, 7 feet 1 inches and 15/16 at the edge. All right, so what I've done here is I've made a chart so that we can not forget any of these measurements. Again, so at the front we have the cab, and in the center behind the cab, 7 feet 2 inches and 13/16. On each side, 7 feet 1 inches and 15/16, so essentially 7 feet 2. We go towards the center of the van, and the center of the center, 7 feet 2 inches and 7/16. And on the sides in the center, 7 feet 1 inch, 13/16. Let's go towards the rear of the van. In the center, we have 7 feet 2 inches and 11/16. And on the sides, we have 7 feet 1 inch and 13/16. So far we've measured from the ridges on the bottom to the corresponding ridges on the top, remember? But what about these lower points here that are lower than those ridges that we just measured? What's the distance from the floor to those? Let's find out. A couple things to note about this. I can't take the measurements from the exact spot we did previously because, as you can see, the bars on top that we're measuring are not towards the front of the cab where we measured previously. So our new measuring points were a little farther back from the very front, and in the center we have this light fixture, so we had to go on the back end of that light fixture there, a very small amount of space to work with to get the measurement. And of course in the very back, the bar across the top is not at the very back. Again, it's in a little bit. And to spare you from my handwriting, I went ahead and digitized the results. The results on the left, ridge to ridge, you've seen that just a moment ago in my handwriting. And the new ridge to ceiling low point on the right are the new measurements. And that's it.